2 more nights of NBA games, another video from me. You guys are going to see Monday and Tuesday slate of NBA games in tonight's video from me. I just want to say really quick before I get into it, you guys know I like to keep my intro short, but I want to appreciate all of the new subscribers and, of course, the foundation I built off of in Hot Mic Sports. You guys truly encourage me to keep going, and just seeing that number count rise and seeing our community grow is truly inspiring to me. It always keeps me going. I want to say thank you. Comment when you subscribe, and if you subscribe, and I'll make sure I shout you out in the next video. I just want to appreciate my subscribers. So thank you guys. We're going to hop straight into Monday's games. The Hornets lose to the 76ers 108-118. Good one for the Sixers. They're going to keep taking care of business, keep on beating the bad teams, but we always like to keep an eye on the Melo Ball. Put up a nice 12, 9, and 7 on 5 of 16. So it is encouraging to see him, while he's not shooting the ball well, affect other areas of the game. Obviously, he's a rookie. He's going to be slumping in the efficiency standpoint. Luckily for him, though, if he wanted to secure that starting job, Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham didn't shoot the ball very well either. On the flip side, Tobias Harris put up a nice 22. He's obviously had continued growth ever since his first game this season. He looked bad, and now he's looking like one of the, the second best player on that team. Kicking out of that position is Ben Simmons. 12, 9, and 6 is nice, but inefficiently from a guy that only shoots it from within 4 feet is really, really difficult for me to fathom. And his assist numbers are down just on the offensive side of the ball. He seems really stagnant. It's not something that 76ers fans should be taking lightly. I would not be surprised if James Harden is in Philly pretty soon. Knicks beat the Hawks 113-108 in, of course, an insane shocker. Like, I did not expect this at all. We know the Hawks hang in there with playoff teams. Looks like the Knicks do now, too. Julius Randle had 28, 17, and 9. RJ at 26. Are the Knicks going to make the playoffs? And the fact that that's a genuine question scares me. The Knicks... What? The Knicks are ridiculous. Emmanuel quickly looked good. They look good. They look scary. They look like, honestly, the best team in New York. I don't know what to say. This is one of those early season things. Is this something that's going to continue throughout the whole season? Is this just Julius Randle? I mean, he's one of those guys now, him, Christian Wood, guys of that nature that are like making their cases for all-star games. And I don't know if they right now, Julius Randle definitely deserves it. Weird stuff. Moving on from that, the Celtics continue to beat the struggling Raptors. 126-114. Tatum had 40. Freddie had 35, just way more inefficient. Pascal Siakam actually had an okay game. He had 22 on about 50%. Just not what we wanted to see. Pacers and Pelicans went to OT, 118-116. I always like to point out Lonzo. No one else's stat line was really staggering. Like, Ingram had 31 in an overtime game. Zion had 24 and 10. Lonzo Ball had 18, 6 and 6 efficiently. So definitely continuing to prove that he's inconsistent as they come. But when he's good, he's good. He's very, very good. So moving on from that, Kings and Warriors. Steph continues to keep it hot. 39 and 8 from King Curry. Really, I just said that. I've never heard anyone say it, but I said it. Make sure you tag me on that if you ever use that. 106-137. The Kings really didn't have much going. I don't think they had a 20-point scorer. That'll definitely hold you. And the Warriors' offense is looking real nice now. So I believe they won 4 out of the last 5. Same with the Knicks. So weird stuff. Teams that we kind of counted out at the beginning are now looking at the top. Cavs lose to the Magic 103-83. Darius Garland didn't play in this one, but Colin Sexton still played well, 24. Really, it was Gordon and Vucevic. The Cavs couldn't defend inside. Andre Drummond needs to pick that up, but they combined for 47. So, that's never going to really win you a game, especially when you're missing one of your better players. Colin Sexton had no help, but he did put up a nice 24. So, Colin Sexton is someone we don't talk about enough. He is carrying this team to one of the better records in the East, and it's fallen off of late, but Colin Sexton looks like a legit threat. And another one of those guys where he's making his case for an all-star team. I don't think he's going to get it this year, but he looks good for sure. Thunder versus Heat, 90-118 Heat win, obviously. I had nothing super insane on this game. Yeah, we expected this, so I'm going to move on from that. The Bucks beat the Pistons 125-115. Giannis had 30 first-half points, which is the Bucks franchise record. Ended up with 43. They didn't play him a ton. There was no need to. The Bucks had control of this game. Pistons are not very good. let's move on from that. Mavericks beat the Rockets 113-100 in the last game on the Monday slate. Luka Doncic has been shooting, I think, 15.6% from 3 this year, and he is still averaging like a 20-point triple-double. So once he picks up the efficiency, he shot 3 for 10 on Monday, but once he picks up the efficiency, expect this guy to seriously be in the MVP conversation because he might just be right now. So that's it for Monday's game. Moving on to Tuesday, we got 5 games on the slate. Pretty short slate. Jazz versus Nets are what we're going to start with. No KD for the Nets, and they still put up 130. Had a lot to do with Kyrie Irving's 7-for-7 start from the field. He ended up with 29. It was nice to see Chris LeVert take over to the bench, had 24. Donovan Mitchell had 31. He's looking better. The fact that he's shooting 10 for 22 is always scary. He hasn't been shooting it amazing at all. He really hasn't had a good shooting game yet. 10 for 22 is not bad. It's fine. But you definitely like to see more out of him. But yeah, definitely justified to lose. Lakers versus Grizzlies. The Lakers win 94-92. LeBron James just turns it up in the fourth quarter whenever he feels like it. He took it out on a team that didn't have their 2 best players, John Moran and Jaren Jackson Jr., that is. So, yeah, this was expected. I didn't write anything down. Looks like LeBron had 26-point triple-double. Anthony Davis had 26 and 11. Nothing really out of the unexpected. Timberwolves lose to the Nuggets 116-123. Juancho and Gomez had 25 and 8. D'Lo had 33 and 11. Flashbacks to the Brooklyn D'Lo. Jamal Murray continues to struggle. He has 13 inefficiently, but Nikola Jokic is seriously top 3 in MVP right now. Put up another 35 and 15. He looks like the best center in basketball is solidified. He is like a pure basketball player. He's got the passing, the shooting, the post. He's working on he's got it all on the offensive side of the ball. And he looks incredible. And people were saying that Jokic might be in the MVP conversation this year, and I doubted him completely, but I can't not do it anymore. We'll see what happens when Murray and Michael Porter Jr. get more efficient this year, as it will inevitably happen unless Jamal Murray completely falls off from where he was last year. But once that happens, I will expect to see a dip in Nikola Jokic's numbers. But he right now is for sure an MVP candidate and might have it in the bag. If the season were to end right now, he might have it in the bag. Bulls beat the Trailblazers 111-108. They're putting it together. Bulls were down 20 at half, and then, boom, they pull it together. The Bulls' top 7 players combined for 109. Starters combined for 85. Other than that, they had 1 player with 2 points. I honestly forget who it was, and no one else played. Dame and CJ shoot the ball incredibly terribly. It was a cold night for them. Dame again gets an excuse on a loss that really should fall on his shoulders. And I repeat my point that Dame is the most pardoned superstar in the NBA. He just gets what he wants. And no one seems to give him hate. Spurs beat the Clippers 116-113 in the last game we're going to talk about today. No PG for the Clippers, so a 3-point loss to them when Patty Mills had 27 off the bench. 8 3-pointers is not bad at all. It looked good for the Clippers. The Spurs had DeJounte Murray put up 21-point triple-double, which is good to see. I personally, going into the season, said DeJounte was going to be very, very good. He hasn't proved me right necessarily, but to see his offensive game come as far as it has, and to have a night like last night was definitely encouraging for the Spurs. They get a win. The Clippers, I believe, fall off the 1 seed. I'm not totally sure. Make sure you're looking out for this week. I'm going to drop a standings video. We're going to go through every single team just like I did last week. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe if you want these daily recaps. And I'll see you guys in the next one.